Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's a Rodfather 916, and it's time for another episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Episode 5, Whitney Drew and Her Clues. The scene opens with Lisa and Bronwyn. Apparently, they missed a flight or something happened, but they ended up staying at a hotel in Milwaukee and are having discussions, and they worked all their issues out from the night before, and somehow they're looking at pictures, sharing pictures, and Lisa notices a picture of Bronwyn's baby's daddy and said, "I know him." Now she's never seen Bronwyn's baby daddy. Had no idea, but she knows the family, and she could recognize the family through the picture. And we learned through Bronwyn that she had a daughter at 18 or 19 years old. And it's Mormon, and you don't have a baby out of wedlock, and of course it's always a woman's fault, right? And so his family treated her cruelly. Basically didn't want anything to do with her and hurt her feelings. So she raised her child on her own. It was just the two of them. So moving on, we got Heather, Whitney, and Brittany, and they go skiing. We learn that Lisa, the hotel calls Whitney, and we learn that Lisa left her gift in the garbage can at the hotel. And so this burns Whitney, which of course it would. And Whitney now needs to know the source of what's going on. Who started this source about my jewelry in Alibaba? Who started this shit up? Who did this? Well, naturally, I did, and probably a lot of you did. We thought it was Meredith, because Meredith is the one who's going on. Because Meredith, that's got Meredith's fingerprint. She likes to tell everybody except you. She wants to poison everybody against you. But Heather said it wasn't Heather. Lisa told Heather. That's how it started. So this is where we begin. Meanwhile, we get a rare visit into Mary, the Crosby Palace. And we're on another wing. This house is huge. And we see Robert Jr. He's got his name above his door. We're not gonna see Robert Sr. because on Watch What Happened Live, Mary made it clear that she don't trust nobody. He don't trust nobody at Bravo. So we're not gonna see him on the show. He loved Andy, but we ain't gonna see him on the show. That's the only one he loves. So of course, Robert Jr. asked his mama for money. And she said, "What you want the money for?" And as somebody somebody who is a parent's got kids, and all my kids are grown, but the way she asked that question, and then she asked, "What you gonna do with the money?" And she was telling him about, whatever you put in your body, it needs to be nourishing. There's a problem here. Now I wonder where Robert Sr. is, because she's coddling this boy. Yes, she is. He's not working, he's not going to school, he's not doing anything with his life. And most men, sorry moms, would go, if I go to work, you going to work. If you can't go to work, you can't be in my house. So this doesn't look good. This could end really badly. But let's move on, shall we? Mary and Angie are cool. They buds. They go to dance class. Now we saw Angie in Milwaukee. The girl needs some help. But Mary's her girl. And by the end of the year, you mark my words, Angie gonna be twerking her ass off, her Greek ass off. Angie is still upset with Lisa because Lisa hurt her feelings. Angie's daughter, I believe Electra, is less than 10 years old. And apparently, Lisa calls her a lot with whatever her issues are and spends a lot of time. And Angie's that girl who's got her back and just listening. But now to talk about her daughter, you know, she crossed that line. You don't talk about the kids. No matter how mad you are at each other, you don't talk about the kids. So there's some stuff going on. Heather and Lisa meet up at a salt cave where it's all salt and it has healing properties. Something about Utah don't make you kind of want to go, except not in winter. Heather tells Lisa she doesn't think that Angie's a good friend. And she also goes on to say, well, Angie said you weren't a good mother. You leave your son being babysit by the computer. Heather's a little messy. Just a little. I'm a little overweight. So next thing we got Justin and Whitney and their daughter. Daughter wants extra piercings. Taking her to school. Whitney gets a phone call. She reached out to a podcaster named Adam to help her find the source of this story about her jewelry line. Adam has news, but it's not complete. Whoever she's talking to doesn't want to get too involved. But he said, so Whitney goes, well, can you tell me this? Does the person know if the woman has a jewelry line? No. Does she have a spa? No. Does she have an alcohol line? Yes. Who has an alcohol line? Vila Tequila. You're nothing unless you've had her Lisa Barlow's Vila Tequila. So the wheels are turning. So the next scene we have, the scene you've been waiting for. Not really. Trust me on that. We have Brittany and Jared. Osmond. The Osmond brother, he's a cousin. Mormon royalty. They meet at a restaurant. Now, I was put off by this. You seem a little thirsty, Gerald, because the news you're about to deliver makes you look thirsty. John Jansen. Some of y'all know who he is. Thirsty. A little parched. He's upset with Brittany because Brittany let Lisa all in their business, and he's upset about the tone. Now remember, she lied to the girl, said she was breaking up, but she didn't. But she sent him a text, which is basically like a final. So this is their 10,000 breakup. Which, ladies, how many times somebody got to break up with you for you to get the hint? Smells like it's over to me. But not Brittany. She's holding on. And I don't think Brittany gonna last beyond this season because she doesn't have a storyline. I don't know if it's gonna be Jesus Jugs, Alexis on OC, or Brittany, but they don't have a storyline except they men's. They get all excited about they men's. And that's all they got. They ain't got no kids. They ain't got no storyline. It's they men's. So he's upset. And this time he's bringing it off. Because apparently Brittany let Lisa, and Lisa calls him up and gives him the what for. Sometimes what girlfriends do. She's trying to help out. Like, you this, you that, you this, you that. And he's upset that Brittany let it happen. Now, we learned from Brittany that Jared's a gem. I mean, he's a man among men. He's never claimed her. She said when they go out and he'll hold her hand unless another woman walks by, and then he lets go of the hand. Come on, Brittany. Really? Really, Brittany? Is it that thin in Salt Lake City? Why don't you let the snow thaw and maybe new men will come out for you to date? But home cheese done told you how many times you got to break up, and then you get all, my man. Anywho. Next, so we get to Bronwyn and her daughter. This is a sad story. The family did reach out. Her daughter's interested because her daughter's never seen that side of the family, and her father is dead, and she'd like to know something about her other half. It's normal, but apparently the family now is talking funny. Well, I want to see you, but if you all right, if your head straight on, and that doesn't sit right with her. And Bronwyn's trying to stay neutral because she wants her daughter to be happy and have a relationship with her father's family. But she's feeling it as well, and she says that I don't agree. I agree with you. It's just sad. It's all really kind of sad because I can imagine if one of my kids had a child and I'm meeting for the first time. I'm not putting conditions. I'm going, hey baby, come here, come to grandpa, come here. But it's all people. So next scene we got Brittany, Mary, and Lisa. They're going ziplining. Mary Crosby's going strip lining, y'all. Apparently she likes ziplining in her gold lame boots. I love Mary Crosby. Brittany's upset with Lisa because Lisa talked to Jared on the phone. Well, didn't you give her the phone? She's all kind of mad. Lisa's responsible for the breakup. And all the ladies are like done with her. It's like, you know what? We don't want to hear about your man. That's what Lisa told us straight up. Heather and Mary went with that. Well, we don't want to know nothing about your man for any reason. If he falls off a cliff, he gets hit by a bus, he gets backed over by an Uber, we don't care. And the rest of us don't care. Do we? Meanwhile, Lisa goes, you at a dance studio? And she goes, yeah, I'm at a dance studio. And she doesn't mention Angie, and I thought that was cool. I said, Mary's the kind of friend you want to have. She knows what's going on. She's not going to stir up the mess, unlike Heather. And she didn't want to say who she was out with. Yeah, I went, I wanted to work out. And then eventually she said it was, when she said it was Angie. And she said, Lisa, you and Angie should talk. You're talking to all these other people here, but you should be talking directly to Angie. That's your friend. Makes sense, right? But this is Housewives. So Mary, they're talking and Lisa's upset. She's still upset and all of a sudden Heather's in it again. Heather goes, "But I don't think Angie's a good friend to Lisa." And Mary said, Heather always says something to stir the pot and then she hides her hands. And at one point Mary said to Heather, "You're a liar. You're a liar about the black eyes." She said, "You're a liar about losing weight with the Ozempic." Come on now, girl. We know. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. And that's where we fade out here, this episode. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm going to give this one, not all of them can be 100%. This one was tame, but I'm curious. Who is behind the rumors behind Whitney's stuff? Her jewelry line. I sure thought it was Heather. I'm sorry, Meredith. Could be Heather. What you think? This is Rodfather 916. Screenshots. No. Like, subscribe, follow. Appreciate it. I'm out of here. 15 minutes. My God. I hope that you're entertained by this. Bye.